Okay, so you guys probably know Prickly Alpaca's YouTube channel. She makes amazing creative projects and character design challenges. And I've been binge watching her videos, especially the character design ones. And that inspired me to do something I haven't done in quite some time. Let's design a character. The idea for this character was mainly inspired by those buffet bunny breads on Pinterest and by moss. I just thought it would be very cute to have like a baker that loves to bake and make the most adorable pastries, but he's also kind of magic and can sometimes accidentally give life to his little creations. I am not sure where the let's make it Faye idea came from. I just knew I wanted to give this man a beard and lots of flowers. So that's pretty much what I started with. And then what was supposed to be a quick and simple concept ended up growing into a full big project I'm not calling the woods inside the mirror, but more on that later. Okay, I wasn't planning on giving him any backstory at all, but my goblin brain apparently had other plans. So the baker was born and raised in a small village. Since very young, he was a bit of an odd kid. He played more with animals than other children, had a strange affinity with fire, and he could not stand being close to any type of metal. The adults of the village weren't bothered by that at first, but as the boy grew up and his abilities with plants and animals continued to develop, the villagers started to grow more and more suspicious. Did you see his eyes? I swear they were just like cat's eyes. I heard him talking along in the woods. I think he was talking to a tree. I told you not to play with him. He's dangerous. Yeah, they were a bit salty. But despite that, the boy's parents were always very supportive and protective of their kid. Since he loved nature so much, they had a beautiful garden outside the house, so their kid could plant anything he wanted. But for some reason, they never let him go play near the woods, which is of course a rule he didn't really follow. He would sometimes spend hours and hours exploring the forest, and of course, every time he got caught by his parents, he would get grounded. Life wasn't easy for the three of them, but they were happy. The boy was older now, a bit closer to his 15s, and the Animal Harvest Festival was getting closer. Every year, the whole village gathered near the woods to celebrate. Well, the whole village except the boy and his family. But why can't we go this year? Everyone will be there. We have a lot to do at home, and we can celebrate it here. Every year, the boy tried and failed to convince his parents. But this year, he was fed up with it and decided to sneak out to the festival anyway. Arriving at the forest, the boy was speechless. Never in his life he had seen so many colors, so much music and dance and food and drinks. This night's gonna be awesome, he sang while running deeper into the festival. He danced and played like never before, and for a moment he wished the night would never end. But in the middle of the fun and laughter, the boy heard something in the distance, a sound not he nor any of the villagers had ever heard before. All at once, everyone started to run, trying to get away from that shapeless creature in the distance. The boy's eyes locked with the creature, and at that moment, he knew he was its prey. He tried to get up, but one of his legs was stuck under a fallen cart. The creature dashed in the direction of the boy, ready to slash him with his long and dark claws. But right before he hit him, the boy's dad blocked the creature with a shield, while his mother lifted the cart and helped him to get up. To the forest, now. What? I'm not leaving you two here. We'll be right behind you. Now go. The boy ran as fast as he could to the woods, only stopping when he could not hear the chaos anymore. The boy sat under a tree, confused and lost. He wasn't sure how long he waited there, until a twig snapped behind him. He jumps holding a tree branch in the direction of the sound, only to find his parents. A bit hurt, but still alive. What did we say about going to the festival? How was I supposed to know that thing would want my head? Why was it after me? We don't have time for that. We have to find the mirror. mirror? The creature comes out of the shadows, right behind the boy, and as his parents try to reach him before the beast does, a mirror, taken by moss and leaves, appear, and the three of them are teleported into the woods inside the mirror. Or better saying, the village that's inside the woods, that's inside the mirror, that's inside the woods, I think. I still need a better name for this. Okay, I was planning on just listing his backstory in simple bullet points, but as I said before, my goblin brain had other plans. Not sure if I'll keep this writing style going forward, but it was a fun experiment and it was very difficult to record. But anyway, the mirror inside the woods is a little project idea I've been developing, and it is basically in a world full of monsters and people trying to wipe out or control all the magic. There is a place where all magical creatures can go for refuge. Every time a magical creature is in grave danger, a mirror will appear behind them, and if possible, it will teletransport them to this pocket dimension that is the village. I'm still developing that idea, but I am very excited about it, especially since I'm trying to incorporate more of my own culture and lineage into this, which you can see by the baked goods I started to design. They are all based on famous Brazilian animals that I tried to mix with some pastries. I also for a moment started to sketch a background, but I think this is something for another time because this video is getting long and I need to work on other stuff. Okay, here are some curiosities and random facts about this character. He is part Fae, and that's why he doesn't like metals in general, but iron specifically can hurt him really bad. He is fire resistant and knows a bit of fire magic, which helps him quite a lot with more delicate recipes. At some point his hair and beard turned green. No, he was not born with green hair, and yes, he freaked out a lot when that happened. But he freaked out even more when flowers started to grow out of his hair and face. At first he tried to get rid of them, but eventually he just accepted, and now it's pretty much his aesthetic. His parents are retired adventurers, and yes, they knew their child was a bit fey. They don't know how that happened, but they did their best to protect him. Fays in this universe are deeply connected to nature in general, and the creature that was hunting him is a hollow. And hollows can feel that connection to a certain degree, and that's why his parents tried to keep him out of the woods. The hollow didn't appear before all of the times he was in the forest, pretty much just out of luck that there wasn't any hollow in the region to sense him. And he absolutely loves to bake and create cute breads in the shape of animals. And sometimes he accidentally gives life to the little pastry creatures he creates. And of course he does not have the heart to eat them, so he just lets them help in the kitchen instead. Random curiosities aside, what about we take a look at the final results? Okay, this video turned out a lot different than what I was planning, but it was quite fun to work on, and hopefully it was fun for you to watch. The Fae Baker does not have a name yet, so if you have any name ideas for this character, please leave a comment below. Also, please let me know if you guys actually like this type of video, because it was a lot of work, but it was fun and I want to do more. I hope you like my little Fae Baker, and I hope to see you in another adventure. Bye!